So I haven't done my makeup like a full beat in a very long time. And when I say a very long time, I mean like 2-3 months. I was on vacation, but I wore very little makeup. If you're eyeing this wig, go check out my last video where I put it on for you and show you how it looks and give you my first impression. I mean, I've done a full beat on like my clients recently, but like I haven't done a full beat on myself. Today is the day. So we got our face all prepped to a multi-hyphen and creative page, which is just like a space for women to come together and talk about their different passions, because as a multi-hyphen creative myself, I have so many passions and it's often hard to keep up with them, or often find people who understand where I'm coming from. I'm gonna put it on my beauty blender. Do I need to do any color correct around my mouth? That was weird. Has anyone ever had that happen to them? I don't know if I hate or love that. I'm gonna be using the Huda Beauty and Overachiever and just putting some around my mouth a little bit because there's a little discoloration there. I know that I still need to blend in my wig up here, so that's what I'm gonna do with the makeup, but I'm just gonna first blend this out. So I guess this is the perfect opportunity to do a talk through of makeup. So you want to start, oftentimes I like to color correct with, sometimes it's a color pigment like an orange or a green, but if my concealer is full coverage, then I don't need to do no extra colors. I can just do the concealer. And then this beauty blender with the foundation, I'm gonna go, you want to start in a small area and then work your way around, rather than putting it all over your face and it could dry possibly. Now we're gonna put some more foundation on, or you can put it on the back of your hand. And then we're just gonna go to the other side, work in small sections, and then bring the product up. And that's how it kind of becomes sheer. Look at this coverage. It's giving chef kiss, okay? We're gonna do our favorite part in the shade Toffee. I just love this, and I always just re-up because I know it works for me. You gotta find what works for you. And then we're just gonna take a sheer amount on this brush, and I just like to do this on the brush so that it's not a lot. And I like to do the contour shade first because it just allows the concealer when you do your eyes to give it just like a nice blend. So we're gonna do our cheeks here, and we're gonna take this up on our forehead, because I find that when I put my blush on before I put my concealer on, that it gives it a nice blend. So you're just like starting at the bottom, working your way up as far as like layering. We're gonna do a little bit on our nose. Then we're just gonna go in with this Huda Beauty. You can either use this with a brush. I'm gonna put it on my hand actually though, because it'll give it a nice blend with the contour color. And we're gonna pick it up with the same brush we were using to do it around our face, and then just blend it together. I haven't done a full talking video like this in a minute, so I'm just gonna take this brush, and instead of putting it on, I'm just gonna gently pat it where I want it to be, and then we're gonna go in where I want it to be, and then we're gonna go in with the beauty blender and blend it out. And then of course bring this up on our forehead here in the center. Now you let that sit for a minute. So now that it's had a chance to sit, we wanna just go in and do the beauty blender over, and this is just gonna help any fine lines. Look at that transition, like you can't even tell where the lines are or anything like that. I'll go in with the Charlotte Tilbury spray or whatever spray you have and just spray. And what this does is really help to set it in so that it's flawless. Go in one more time with your beauty blender before you start setting this with powder. So I feel like my camera is a little, the white balance is kind of off. How's it looking? You know, it's looking good. Powder, Derma Blend powder. You can use this puff or you can use the blender. This first round of powder, I'm just gonna set this in like a lot. I'm not baking, I'm just like putting this in, like really patting it in. on all the areas I want to prevent shine, which is typically, look at the difference here. Typically underneath my eyes, around my nose, on my nose. This is not necessarily baking, it's just like really getting that powder to set in. A little powder around the eyes because it's a little oily. We're about to do our brows. So before we powder the rest of our face, we just wanted to do that so that we could prep for our eyes. Let me tell y'all something. I do not necessarily care to do eyeshadow on myself, on anyone else. It's just like, give me the basics. You want the basics? I can do a basic eye. But today, we're gonna do a little shimmy. We're gonna do some eyeshadow today for this video, since we're going all out. So we're gonna use this Juvia's Place number 2, the Nubian 2 palette, and the Natasha Denona. I haven't bought new palettes in a while. We're gonna pick up Madagascar, which is like a brown, and you go on the outer corner. And I just put a little concealer on my lid before I like eye primer, or I didn't go crazy with the concealer. And we're just gonna slowly build up this brown on the outer corner. Then we're gonna go into the Natasha Denona, and we're gonna use one of these bronze colors. I kind of wanted to complement my hair, so we are gonna need to do High Degree. Put this on the lid. Pretty color. And we're gonna take this suntan color and just apply it in between those two shades to kind of give it a good blend. This is what we're gonna do with the eyes. We're not gonna do eyeliner. We're just gonna take the darkest shade, which is this deep dive color in the Natasha Denona palette, and like smoke out the waterline. All right, we still need to do the under eye, but now we're gonna throw on the lashes. For lashes, we have this little case of all of our lashes. So while we wait for our lashes to dry, we're gonna go ahead and do our brows, and then I can use a little mascara on top. Then I'm just gonna take this mascara. This is my travel size mascara. I don't know what the other one. I do this because it helps keep it in place if I don't have the glue. Okay, two things we want to do now. We want to smoke out our under eye like this. And we're just using the rest of the brush, or the rest of the product on the brush from when we did like that black color. We're gonna let that sit while we do the rest of our face. So we're gonna be using this Morphe face palette. This is not new, this is the same one I've been using. It's easier just to have one place where I can pick up all the products. And I like to mix the blush and the contour together, and then I just go ahead and lightly tap this on the face and do some more, and then do the same thing to the other side. And then we're gonna go on our forehead with just the contour color. Oh, laces melting. Then we need a little mascara on the bottom lash. I think the eyeshadow color is kind of conflicting with the hair. So what I'm gonna do is go in with like a gold color on top of this color. Go in with this color that I was doing the brown with, and just go over top all of it. Looks better. So for lips, we have, what do we have for lips? I just had a color for lips. Brown, we're gonna line the lips with. And then we're going to go in with, it's either nude or red, and I don't want either of those options. The one thing, I think my eyebrows are looking a little dark, and I think that's because I have on this wig. Then I need to throw on earrings. Right, here's the finished look. Where am I going? I need to go somewhere. Where am I about to go? I'm just about to take all the selfies. So if you see all of these on my Instagram, head over to my Instagram, then, you know, don't say nothing. Don't. See you in the next one.